This past month, Josh Giddey has been feeding the family good. And yes, as a Giddey fan, I'm gassing it, but I'm gassing it for all the right reasons. And my previous video about Josh Giddey that I posted about 4 months ago, y'all bodied it. And I was talking about Josh Giddey's upside for this upcoming season and what I expect from him this upcoming season. And so far, he's been proving me right. But forget the passing and the rebounding, we know he's elite at those two things. I want to talk about his jump as a scorer and as a shooter and his aggression coming along. And he's doing his annual NYC tour, giving the Knicks buckets. I know Knicks fans is mad as hell looking at what he does to them in New York. On a real note, Josh Giddey's scoring jump is real, and the shooting is, well, it's getting there. I'm not going to say all that, but it's getting there for sure. For his career, I don't think he'll be like a legit threat where defenses respect him and like step out all the way out on the perimeter to guard him, but I think they'll respect him being open in the corner, which is something that is fine. And so far I've been waffling, but I mean, look at this, man. It's so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful. This season, Giddey's been shooting 48, 35, and 78 splits on 53 true shooting percentage, which is below league average. But last year, he was shooting 47.8, which is horrible to say the least. But in December, Josh Giddey did something different. In December, Josh Giddey averaged 15.8 points per game on 49.1% from the field, 43.2% from three, which is crazy, and 90% from the line, which is insane for him, and then slightly below league average true shooting and league average effective field goal. Alright, so I gave you a little bit of stats, but now it's time to break down some film and give an analysis. This season, Josh Giddey has become a better driver and is able to get deeper into the paint. And in December, he was getting to the rim more and his efficiency went up as well. And he would cut out those deep floaters that didn't really generate good shots around the rim. But what about his driving is a little unique for him? Well, he's not really the best ball handler, and he's not really that athletic and has a good first step. But he's really big. I mean, he's 6'9", and he's listed as a guard, and he's just over here playing bully ball and using his power to generate angles and advantages. But this driving could be thankful to his handle because it has improved, and also it's not as loose as it was last year. He shields off defenders better and is able to go ahead and generate more angles for his teammates and for himself. And he's also adapting to coverages better compared to last year. Like right here, for example, he's going against one of the best defenders in the league and shields off Jared Allen from the back, pause, and is able to go up with a nice left-handed lay. Here's another drive where Josh Giddey gets all the way to the rim and doesn't take a stupid floater. This time as the primary initiator in transition, he goes ahead and just blows by Kyle Anderson and gets all the way to the rim. Man, you heard all y'all disrespect, man. It's crazy. One more time in transition, he's just going to go ahead and beat this like coverage where he kind of gets blitzed and gets all the way to the rim and hits the tough reverse layup with the right hand. Albeit, he's attempting less drives this year, but these drives are more functional and they're more tactical, and he's actually using something with them. Josh Giddey gets the ball swung back from Trey Mann and gets an Najee Marshall on him and uses his body to shield him and just blow by him simply. Here's a coverage where the Blazers collapse when he drives and he just gets all the way to the rim. Again, last year he's just taking a dumb floater. Struz doesn't close out and Giddey hits him with the nice little triple threat and just blows by him again. Mobley playing the tag and Allen is on Giddey, and Giddey blows by Allen since Allen wasn't in position, and Giddey gets all the way to the rim once again. And we all know the herky-jerky stuff is still in the bag. And this is good defense by AJ Griffin, but Giddey's just much bigger and uses his body and shields him off for the easy lay. Like I said, he is taking less drives per game, but it's more tactical and it's more functional, and since he's a little bit heavier, probably about 10-15 pounds heavier, he's able to use his body a little bit more, and he's more comfortable at shielding off defenders and just being much bigger than them and creating angles. He already showed his chops as a driver last year though, and when he was in the NBL, and even when he was at the NBA Academy. But what about his shooting?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
He's improved as a shooter. Last year was around 30%, and now it's about 35%. And that help is from Jordan Lawley and Chip England. And albeit his shooting last month was kind of fake, but the small things like his mechanics are much better, his shot looks a little cleaner, and it's also a bit faster. He's also cut out those horrible lower body mechanics and that weird lean that completely jeopardized his shot going into the league. He is getting more backspin on the ball with this guide hand, and it also looks more natural, and it doesn't look like a push shot like it was last year and coming into the league. And going back to his lower body biomechanics and essentially his shot base, It's definitely much better, but it also is very inconsistent, and it is a little wonky here and there, and he's not really shooting with a lot of volume, and he's also not shooting mid-ranges per usual, but it's still encouraging to see what he's doing right now. But overall, his shooting is taking a crazy jump. Just look at this. For players who shot more than 100 attempts last year from 3, Josh Giddey was by far the worst shooter in the NBA, and obviously that's not good to be on, but I mean, hey, he's much better now, and he's still not a good shooter necessarily, but the improvement is coming along, and he's definitely much better than where he was a year ago. And he's definitely a much better free throw shooter, as last year he was one of the worst in the league. And to round off, obviously his floaters, it's special, man. His touch is special, but overall, though, he's still like maybe a top 7 floater in the league. If I had to guess, I'm not thinking, but top 7 floater in the league sounds about right. And this year, defensively, he's been a bit better. I'm not going to say he's been much better, but he's been a little bit better. His screen navigation is definitely better than what it was last year. But, I mean, he can't really guard like smaller guards against these screens. And he's only playing off the ball really due to Mark Dagnall's system. That's really about it, though. His additional strength that he added this past offseason has definitely helped. But he's still like tasked to guard 3s and 4s and maybe some 5s, which is probably his role in the future. And playing off ball is something that he's going to be doing for most likely his whole career. As that right there was a good defensive play as he used his body and his strength to stop Derek White. Other than that, yeah, Josh Giddey's been on a career stretch. The shooting is kind of fake, like it's crazy shooting variance. I don't think he's going to keep this up. If he does for the whole season, again, it's nothing crazy because, I mean, it's really just spot ups and stuff, but it's definitely much better than where it was a year ago. His defense has been better. The passing is obviously still really good. He's not getting as much assists, but again, his scoring and aggression is taking a crazy leap that I expected at least. So yeah, Josh Giddey, he heard the disrespect coming into the year, and he's been doing what he's been doing since he got into the league. Proving people wrong every single time. Proving people wrong. The handle's still kind of weird, but it's definitely much tighter. It's not as loose. I don't expect him to be an on-ball creator, but he's still getting passing creation here and there every single game. Yeah, just tune into OKC games, man. Him and Shea, second best young backcourt in the league after John Bain. I'm telling y'all right now. And his MIP campaign right now is looking pretty strong. Next year, I think he might take another crazy jump. But right now, his scoring aggression and just his ability to get to the rim is also taking a crazy jump. As that right there was a horrible shot.
30 minutes past 1 and I'm with a new girl.